Well, hello, my crafty friends. It is Sunday, and I'm here. I am going to be shared into the Stencil Soul Sisters group where I'm a guest creator today, and I appreciate you guys hopping on. Thank you so much. And I have not watched any of the creators. On Sundays, we always spend Sundays together with my family. We have lunch together, and we spend some time with little Bristol. So I have to watch everybody on replay. I caught a little bit of Miss Cindy's, and she always has creative ideas and love her light bulb moments. But I appreciate them sharing me into this and being a part of it. It just blesses my heart. Thank you guys so much. And hey, Miss Liz. Hey, everybody. Thank you for sharing me into the group. You guys, I'm technically challenged, so I appreciate that. Hello, Wendy. How are you? I am going to get right to it. I am a slow crafter. I try to share every piece and every moment, so I'm a little bit slow sometimes. So I just wanted to show you what we are working on. This is a petal from Michaels, but it's not the normal ones that they had. I don't know why this one is different, but it is cut differently, and the size of this one, and let me turn you down a little bit so you can see better. The size of this one is, I think the neck is a little bit longer. It is 23 3/4 inches tall and 5.5 inches wide, but it is not like the normal ones. It was a little bit cheaper like the normal ones. All I did on the back side is I stained it, and I have to wipe it back with Minwax dark walnut stain. And if I get to my other project, this is the 5-inch block from Michaels as well, and I stained it in that same color, dark walnut. So you all know how to stain. Use a stain sponge, a glove. I use these about 8 times, 4 in each corner. And I did wear a glove on one hand, but not on the other one. For this one, I am going to use the same stencil Miss Cindy just used. I am going to use We the People. That is the one I'm going to use. So we're going to be using that stencil. And I'm also going to use the Starfield stencil, or the Star Pattern stencil, out of the new collection. All right, now that we got that out of the way, let's get started, right? I am going to do my blue, and I am going to draw me a little line so I know how far to go with the blue. I am going to make my blue to about right here. I think right there is pretty good, so I'm just gonna, that is completely crooked. Yeah, that's better. If it is not completely straight, that is okay too. Can you guys see good? Yes, you can. And my comments are not staying on, so I am going to have to refresh. Hello, Erin. Hello, Sherry, Donna, Renee, Marilyn. I appreciate you guys hopping on. My color choices today are navy blue, all deco art, heritage brick, Venetian gold, light buttermilk. And we're going to start with our blue. This is going to be our blue field, and then our flag colors are going to be over to the right. And I'm just going to use a quick chip brush, and I'm going to turn this around the other way. Whoop. I always lay my coffee filters on top of my plate. That keeps them sturdy. And if this is not a complete straight line, I'm okay with that. Because this is going to be a little bit of a wavy flag. So if it is not completely straight, that is perfectly fine. So what have you guys been crafting on, and how is your weather? Yesterday was in the 90s. It was beautiful. It was actually really hot. Today it's not even making it to the 70s. And it is windy today. It wasn't supposed to be windy, but it sure is windy today. I have stained the inside of the whole brown, and it did have one of these little leather strips on here that I'm probably going to go back in. My words are going to be long ways, so you can either leave it hanging like that if you're okay with that, or we could put eye hooks in the top and use the eye hooks to hang it. That's normally what I do, and I sometimes take my eye hooks and paint them and put Mod Podge over them to seal it in and leave them in whatever color. Like this one is going to be the stain. I would probably stain them in brown or paint them in brown. And that looks good to me. I'm going to add a little bit more at the end over here. It doesn't want to take, and your wood will take paint in different ways. So sometimes you're just going to have to go over it a couple of times. Hey, Miss Cheryl. Oh, Barbara, thank you so much. And if I could ask you ladies for your help, please, if you are new to me, go over to my page afterwards if you're in the Stencil Soul Sisters group, and follow my page. I am 45 or 46 away from 1,000 followers. So I would appreciate it if you would guys wouldn't mind blessing me and following me and getting me to that 1,000. I'm gonna have to add a little bit more paint. I can still see some of that wood through there. Hey, Miss Kimberly, how are you, my friend? I have not seen you in forever. Everything good with you, my girl? I have missed you. I have so missed you, especially in our Soul-Filled Saturdays. For those of you that are new to me, I go live twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays at 6:30 Eastern. I try to do 6:30 Eastern anytime I go live. That is the easiest way for me because I am the caretaker of my hubby. He is in kidney failure. He is on dialysis. I was just appointed his caretaker because he has vascular dementia. Just a little bit about me so you guys know a little bit about me. I'm going to add a little bit more paint right there. For some reason or another, it does not want to take the paint. So I'm just going to take a little paintbrush. And we just found out that he is, he was declared legally blind because he's got problems with his vision, his peripheral vision. So he is not able to see well on the sides, or it is impaired so much that they declared him legally blind, and he's not driving anymore, hasn't drove for 2 years. So my creative time is in the evenings after I get him ready for his dialysis, get that set up. So I will always come on in the evenings at 6:30ish most of the time. just wanted to let you know a little bit about me. I am a praying girl. All right, now that we have that on there, I am going to dry that. Well, I'm going to let it dry on its own. And we are going to put our other colors on. I am going to have to get me a wipe. Look at me. I am a faith-filled girl. Yes, Cindy, it really all just happened. In November, we found out that he's got vascular dementia. And then the beginning of the year, we found out about his eyesight. So everything just pretty much hit all at the same time. And it was a lot to take in, besides that he is on dialysis. So, but the Lord is good and he cares for us and watches over us. So, what is it with all these funny things going on my board? I'm going to do red stripe, white stripe, red stripe, white stripe. I'm going to have 3 reds and 2 whites. And I'm just going to use a 1-inch chip brush. And I am just going to freehand. I am not going to mark the lines. I want it a little bit wavy. So if it is wonky wavy, I am absolutely okay with that. So I am going to load my brush. And that's why I said I am okay if this is not 100% even at the end. I'm okay with that. This is going to be a little bit more of a rustic. This is not a representation of the United States of America's flag. This is a creative impression. So don't worry if it is not, it has not the correct stripes or stars. This is just a representation. I'm going to do the bottom one and then I will add the middle one. And all I'm doing is I am just loading my brush really good. Try not to stick it into any other color paint. And I made a little bit of a wavy pattern. And we might have to fix it a little bit with another brush to make it even when we add the white. But again, I want it to be rustic. I like vintage, I like rustic, I like aged, grungy. And all we have to do now is do our middle stripe and then we'll add the white. I will check comments here in just a second, folks. Hey, Miss Barbara. Thank you for all the prayers. I truly appreciate that. And yes, exclamation mark notify. Hello, Carlene. Oh, you guys are such a blessing. I don't know. You guys bless my heart so much. I always say, you try to be a blessing to others, but somehow or another, you're being the one that is blessed. I would not be able to do this journey without the Lord. He has got me fully covered. And I truly believe in prayer, and I appreciate that. So if there's any prayer requests you ladies have, please let us know, or let me know. I'll gladly pray for you. The stripes are not the same size, which is okay. I am totally okay with that. This is a primitive Americana vintage rustic piece. That is the way I wanted it. So I'm looking to see if I want to add anything else to this, if this is good. I used to be a perfectionist. To some extent, I still am, but I've learned through creating that I don't sweat the small stuff anymore. And another thing too that I've learned is, I kind of like that. Let me hold it up this way. I have joined the VA is offering courses and classes and different things, and they offered art journaling for caregivers class, which takes place on every Monday afternoon. And we are learning so many different things, and they are about therapeutic, stress relief, and just so many things about art and letting go and not trying to be perfectionists, and just let the art speak to you. It has really been a blessing, and the ladies in there are amazing. So now we're going to take our white, and I am going to use the light buttermilk instead of white, because this is going to be more of a primitive. If you like the bright colors, by all means, use the bright colors. Use what is your style. We are just here to give you some inspiration. You use what you like. You can do this in any color scheme. And again, I am just loading this. Now, I'm not going to promise that this will not turn a little bit pink when I put this on here. And if it does, it's okay. And if the lines are not perfectly straight where the colors meet, I'm okay with that too. It is okay. We don't need to be stressing about all of this. I am going to turn it to this side. This one bristle is sticking out like a sore thumb. Oh, it's a piece of plastic in there. Maybe that's why it wasn't doing the way I wanted it to do. Now I can flip it back. And again, I appreciate all of you hopping on. You guys are amazing creators. I'm tickled pink when you ask me to join. It blesses my heart. The white, I am probably going to do 2 coats, because white, in order to not see the brush strokes, you sometimes need 2 coats. So I am probably going to do 2 coats. You could have used a regular brush, but I thought this would help speed it along and make it look a little bit more rustic using the chip brush, but you're more welcome to use a regular brush. And I honestly don't even know how long I have been an ambassador with Essential Stencil, but I have been on the same journey. Miss Cindy and I are very close in time. I think I'm about a year behind her. And I'm going to flip it again. I do better flipping my project around. I am not good in stenciling upside down. Oh, thank you, Renee. Oh, thank you, Maggie. I can't honestly say this one came from Lowe's. Honestly, I think that, what did I just do that? Lord, I can't paint and concentrate at the same time, obviously. My attitude, I give it to the Lord. I used to worry a lot, and I believe in lifting others up and letting the Lord carry the burden. So I give it to the Lord. And I love sharing other people out and lifting them up. And if anybody has a discount code or something to offer, I always try to share that. I just think it's important that we support each other and lift each other up. This is not a competition. This is a community. It's a stenciling community, a creative community. Not all of us stencil. Like Ms. Liz, she does beautiful artwork. So it is not all about stenciling. It is about the community, about art, about coming together. So now I can come back in here and paint over this a little bit more. And get this bristle out. Of course, it just landed on my red. And again, we will age this out. We will make it look a little bit older. We will add details to this. And once we will add the words, you won't even notice that the lines are not crisp. But I didn't want crisp lines anyway. I am going to bring the red down a little bit. That got too big for me. So I'm bringing that red back down. Just got to make sure that my white is completely dry, because otherwise we will end up with pink. But if your color is not completely solid on here, and I will get the bristles out too, then you will have already automatically shading. So I'm going to dry this, and then we're going to add a little bit more red in. And these white stripes got a little bit out of hand. And once this is dry, we can remove the bristles easily. See, they fall right off. I'm going to lightly sand this already. I'm going to get my red brush back. I put my brushes in a little paper towel over here to keep them wet. So if I need to use them again, I can. Like this is really, really big. So I am going to come in and make this red stripe a little bit bigger. And the same down here, and I will go back over it. As you can tell, it is really light. So we will come back over it. Well, that didn't work out too good. I'm going to make me look like I'm bleeding. When you are painting, make sure you don't transfer your paint. I'm going to dry it, and then I'm going to add another little bit of red paint right there. I think this looks good. What do you guys think? Does it look good? Or do we need to add a little bit more to the stripes and make them a little bit better? I'm going to go back over that little spot right here. What do you guys think? Are they good, or do we need to add anything to them? Let me know. Let me know what you think. Looks great. Oh, I didn't know we were allowed to share the code. Yes, my discount code is WK21. Thank you so much. I did put the stencils in the link, the Patriotic bundle. Not the bundle, the whole. It'll take you to the page. Still got to add the stars. And for the stars, I'm using well, I know I had it out, but where did it go? If you ever had that, you got something laying out, and you got it ready to go, and then it disappears on you. What on earth? All right, give me just a second. My stars disappeared. There they are. And here's a tip. I didn't mark mine. I forgot to mark mine. If you look at the star field right there, I'm using the little one, how they are on there, you can take your stencil and lay it next to it and see if you've got it in the same direction. Because if you look, you've got two similar sized ones right there. And then you got a little one and two bigger ones. So you've got the one and the two, and then you've got the two that are the same. I like my stars to point up, so most of these are random. So I'm just going to try to get them mostly up. And if some fall off, that is okay too. And we are going to use white, and I am going to use one of the big dome brushes for this. I mean, we're going to use the light buttercream, not white. All the time? Yeah. Oh, thank you, Bonnie. Thank you, Erin. Well, thank you, Cindy. I wasn't sure. I didn't want to do anything wrong. When you load these babies, I know you've heard it over and over and over again. These take up a lot of paint. A lot. They soak it up. Offload it from the sides and the top. You do not need much paint on these. And matter of fact, I don't mind if these stars are not completely solidly covered. Do a little coat first. I am not going to do that little one because it's got only one little tip on there. And then if you need more, you can come in with more. Several small coats is better than one big coat and having it bleed on you. You don't want it to bleed. And one other tip, because it happened to me. If you lay your shop towel, paper towel, whatever it is you're offloading on here, make sure it does not soak through, because otherwise you'll have paint on your piece right there. True story, has happened. So I'm speaking from experience. Don't do that. Don't lay that on there and let it mess up your creation. But yeah, I like anything patriotic. I love patriotic. I love grungy. I love vintage, primitive, aged, antique, old, kind of like me, all those things. Is there anything that you guys would like to know about me? I will gladly share. If there is something you would like for me to do, that you would like for me to create, make, let me know. If there is a stencil that you haven't seen used or that you have a question about how to use, let me know. Say, hey, I would like to see this. Can you do this? I sometimes stipple to get texture. That is one good way to get texture. Okay, that's looking good. And again, some of these will be darker than others. If I need to change them, I will change them. And we got part of them on here. make sure that your back is clean, because you will transfer that over. Let me see how I want to do the rest. I want to do it like this, and then I will add a couple of more stars in on the sides. Light coat first, very light swirling motion. The nice thing about these amazing stencils from Essential Stencil, you can see right through them, and you can see what you've already put down, so you know where to put the next parts. You should clean your stencils right away. I don't. I'm bad. I've got a whole tote full of stencils I need to clean. I used to clean them right away. I give a stencil today, I would clean them tomorrow. But with his doctor's appointments and different things going on, I got slack, and I have not been doing my job the way I should. But I will wash a stencil if I am going to use it again, because if I have paint on here, I won't be able to see through it. So I will always wash a stencil if I am going to use it again. All right, let's see where we want to add a couple of more. I'm going to add one more over here. I think I'm going to add one like this. If you're almost running out of paint, you can also push a little bit more. Put your brush down a little bit more. Feel we need a little one right there, tiny one. Look at the very edge. I've got a little bleed right there, but we can get rid of that with just a little sanding. I'm going to put another little one right here. Got like 3 in a row. I don't want to put too many on here, but I also want it a little bit filled out. Because I just think that looks good. I think I like that. And tape is your friend. Use tape. That's what we have so far. I am going to dry that real quick. That way we can, and if we need to go back over it and add a second coat, we can. It will probably look better with a second coat. Looking for my sanding block. I am going to wipe it with a napkin because I want to make sure I got all the dirt off, all the sanding off. And we will put another coat on. A piece of tape stuck. Hey Melissa, appreciate you hopping on. This is Venetian gold. And I am going to take just a small brush. Let me see, we have an essential stencil brush. That one was not an essential stencil brush, but I have one. And I am going to load my brush, but I don't have much on there. And I'm just gonna, you're not gonna see much on here. Just here and there is gonna be a little shimmer of gold. Looks like our flag is waving. And you're just seeing a little shimmer of gold here and there. Very light. It just gives it a little bit of dimension. You have to have a little bit more paint on there, Anne. It's not going to give it no dimension if you don't have paint on it. And it gives it a little shimmer. If you have too much, just take your finger and wipe it back. I'm going to do the same on here. We're just going to add a little bit of gold here and there. We can sand right back over it. I'm going to try to add a little bit more on the edges. I'm going to leave that for right now. And I will fix that a little bit more. I know that is going to be hard to see. And I'm going to use We the People. Make sure this is lined up pretty good. Use our tape for insurance purposes. And I'm going to use a 3/4 inch stencil brush from Essential Stencil. Load your brush up. Offload it because you want it to be dry. On a dry brush. I use a light swirling motion. Oh, you know what I forgot? I'm going to put marigold underneath because then my gold will pop. If you use the same tone color underneath, then your color that you're putting on, especially the metallics, will pop. Now we're going to have our base color, our base coat, and then when we put our gold over top, it will pop. So what have you guys been creating? Have you received your stencils yet? Did you order all of them, or did you order specific ones? And I know some of them have been sold out. I encourage you to sorry, my brain. I encourage you to put yourself on the wait list for when they come back in stock. That way you will be able to be notified first thing when they come back in stock. Because some of them sold out so fast within the first few days, it was incredible. So if there's something that you've missed, put yourself on the wait list. Essential Stencil will notify you when they are back in stock. I'm going to dry this. And this is very light. I will show you how light this is. And I'm probably going to go over the middle where the red is a little bit more. But you see how light this is? I'm going to do one more little sweep in the middle right here to cover a little bit more of that red. I'm not going to do the outside, just going to go over the middle. Just because the red is such a dark color, I just want to make sure that it will pop. Yeah, I was surprised that some of those, I knew some of them would sell out right away. But I didn't think it was going to be that fast. Now, I am not switching brushes. All I'm going to do is I'm going to clean my brush out real good. So when I pick up that gold, it has most of the gold on there and not this other color. Let's load my brush. Offload it. Now we can come over with our gold. and it probably will take 2 coats just because it is a more sheer color. We'll dry it in between. Swirl right, swirl left, so you can get all the little nooks and crannies. Thank you, Carlene. I appreciate that, Kimberly. Thank you. I was debating on what color to do this. And you know, most traditionally you would do black. And I'm like, I wonder how that gold would look. And I was like, well, I'm not going to know until I try it. So I was like, well, I'm going to try. I'm going to see. I'm going to know what that will look like. And I will show you in a minute what it looks like. I am going to get a little bit more gold. I'm going to put another coat on. And this is what it looks like so far. Oh no. I forgot that this, I'm probably not going to do another coat because metallic paints can stick when they're heated up. So let's just leave it. I will sand it and make it look really nice. So we've got We the People. And while we have this brush, let's add a gold border to it. All I'm doing is taking it about halfway and just push it down. You just kind of get the hang of it. Just practice. And that just pulls everything together. It doesn't have to be perfect. Don't be like me. Let go of that perfectionism. And I think I'm going to do another coat on the stars because they look really light to me compared to the color here. So I think I am going to go over the stars one more time. But I'm going to do one other little project real quick. And that's what we have. Well, thank you, Renee. I appreciate that. And again, I am probably going to put 2 eye hooks and hook it up with the eye hooks. And we have just a little bit more time. I have prepped surface. This is a 5x5. And I am just going to use the land that I love. And we're just going to flop this on here. It is going to cut off on the bottom a little bit, not much. But I want to make sure that I got the states, the United States of America, all the way in. And we are going to use our dome brush with our cream color. And we are going to do this all in one color. Just very quick. Just a very neutral piece. that can stand with this piece. You can lean that paddle on your mantle. And I am holding onto this because I did not tape it anywhere, so I'm holding onto it really good. I said I did, but I didn't. It switched on me. When your fingers are sticky from the paint, that can happen. It will switch on you. And I love this flower design on here. It looks so beautiful. Get a little bit more paint. The gold does show better than I thought. That's because I put that marigold color underneath. That's what helped it a lot. That's what made the difference. Because the gold is very translucent because it's a metallic color. So putting that under there made a big difference. And I almost forgot. And I want to say thank you again for the Stencil Soul Sisters for asking me to be a part of their group. I will watch all the replays because on Sundays I am not able to watch. We have lunch with our son and his family and hang out with our granddaughter. That's our time together. So I will watch the replay. And if you watch the replay, just put #replay so that we know that you've took the time to watch us. We want to say hello to you. We want to say thank you. So let us know. We appreciate you. We appreciate the thumbs up, the stars, the hearts, the comments. All those things make a huge difference. And like I said earlier, I am trying to reach my 1,000 followers. So I appreciate it if you guys share this out or sprinkle it out. Look how simple, how beautifully simple that it was. I am going to go lay that pattern back on the stars. We've got a couple of minutes left because I want to go over those stars. And on the other side of the land that I love, we can put a this is going to be trickier than I thought. Nope, we got those. I just want to intensify these a little bit. Yeah, that looks better. Thank you all for hopping on, for being here with me. I appreciate you all so, so much. Refresh the page for our next presenter. Have a blessed day. Thank you so much, guys.